Is turkey hunting getting ready to change in regards to hunting with TSS turkey shells? Today on Review This Thing, we're going to tell you just that. This is Adrienne with Review This Thing, and as turkey season is approaching, we know there probably are some big changes coming, especially if you hunt with TSS. Steve with Pendleton Ammunition is here with us today, and we're going to talk about what you can expect, why you can expect it, and just kind of get you prepared for what you may see in the very near future. Steve, give us the bad news.
Well, the bad news is that because of the trade war that's going on with China, China suspended exporting of all tungsten. 85% of the world's tungsten supply comes from China. There was a lawsuit filed with the ITC by Wyoming Tungsten Parts against unfair trade practices from China. China was flooding the market with what they called cheap tungsten for years, which was being sold on the market for less than they could buy it or import it from. They were creating an unfair, market according to Wyoming Tungsten Parts. I mean, I won't talk exact specifics on cost, but because it's fluctuated over time. But what I will tell you is that in the last 12 months, the cost per kg or kilogram of TSS shot has doubled. So a box of 5 410 shells that cost, let's say $30 or $35 a year ago, this year they're going to cost $65 or $70 for 5 shells, right? Yeah. So instead of paying $7 a shell, now you're more like $13 to $15 a shell, depending on who manufactures it. There's a lot of demand for it. The supply has now gone away by 85%. On top of all of that, where they are able to import or procure the tungsten from is being subjected to either 10 to 20% tariffs. Those tariffs, that adds up. Somebody has to pay that tariff in the end, and unfortunately it will be the U.S. consumer. The trade war has definitely impacted turkey hunting. I'm sure that that's like just a little bit of a blip on the U.S. economy, but the reality for the rest of us who like to hunt with like our 410s and 20 gauges, number 9 tungsten shots can become very, very, very expensive. Everybody needs to understand why, and it's not greedy ammunition companies. Right. We would charge less if we could, but when you have to pay twice as much to procure your components to manufacture those shells, the consumers pay the the increased cost in the end.
If you have a demand, which the past few years, I mean, we've been shooting TSS turkey load tests for like 3 years now, I think. And people love it. Yeah.
I mean, we redefined the 410 market with our 1 ounce jet fuel load. The terminal performance and the ballistic performance we could get from a number 9 tungsten BB, it was just mind-boggling. And then to think about having 3 times as many pellets in a shell creates what we call a cloud of death. You're sending a cloud of death downrange at a little turkey's head. Tungsten is, without a doubt, the best thing that has happened to turkey hunters since the beginning of turkey hunting time. But the big change is cost. It's a precious metal. It's an expensive metal. And as hunters, if we're going to use it, we have to be ready to pay for it.
Because that was one of the bigger, probably the biggest issue people had in comments on our videos is, well, I'm not paying $10 a shell for a turkey load. And I can go.
Oh, yeah.
Because that was 3 years ago.
Well, 12 and 20 gauge shells were $10, $12, $15 a shell. 410 shells were running about $7 a shell. And if you don't want to pay it, I understand.
Oh, yeah.
If copper-plated lead has worked for you, fantastic. But for a lot of hunters, that challenge of, I'm going to switch from a 12 gauge to a 410. I know a lot of guys who've got their kids involved in turkey hunting with the 410s now, because we get the pictures. We get people sending us their pictures to Pendleton Ammunition saying, hey, look at this turkey my son killed at 45 yards. Thank God for 410 shells, because my son was too small to hunt with a 12 gauge or a heavy kick in 20. Making something more shootable, more lethal, more ethical for him to use, that's where tungsten really plays a role. One other factor we were just talking about, like, it may not change. Look, pricing could come down on tungsten. That won't impact the cost of the shells you buy this season, because
been paid for.
Well, we've already procured, like that the ammunition we're loading this year. We've already procured that tungsten shot that we're going to load in November, December, January, that people are buying in January, February, March for their spring turkey season. If the price comes down, we will see that in the spring of 27.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
The synopsis of this video is we wanted everybody to know, A, why we probably aren't going to have near as many pattern testing videos this year, and why when you go to buy that box that last year was 45 bucks, maybe 80 or 90 bucks. If you have any questions about that, comment below and we'll get them answered. If you found this video helpful, which hopefully you did, then make sure you like it, share it with all of your friends. If you really like our content, then make sure you subscribe and hit that notification bell so you don't miss anything. We got a new video every single Sunday. Make sure you head over, check out Steve's Outdoor Adventures. As always, thanks for watching. Hey, thanks for watching our video about upcoming trends with tungsten turkey shot. While you're here, comment, like it, share it with your friends. Head over to our website, reviewthisthingtv.com. Subscribe to our newsletter. Also, subscribe to our YouTube channel and hit the notification bell. And follow us on Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, and X.